OpenAI has just released GPT 5.4. So in this video, we are going to use it along with Opus 4.6 to create emitters animation playground in SwiftUI. So we are going to generate the emitter animation using the same prompt, using the Codex app on macOS for GPT 5.4. Then we will use Cursor for Opus 4.6. For each of the models, I have already created an Xcode project. You have noticed we have GPT 5.4 emitters. If I control-click the menu, we also have Opus 4.6 emitters. So with each model, we have a starter project. I'll go back to Codex. To add a new project to Codex, all you need to do is to go to Threads and click this button to add a new project. Alternatively, you can also come here and add a new project. That is what I did. So we have the project name GPT 5.4 emitters. I will go to the compose area and paste my prompt. We want to modify the source code to build a SwiftUI emitters playground using the Apple Score Animation emitter layer. So users should be able to adjust the emitter settings. And by default, we want to have these emitters. We have confetti, mystery, rain, snow, comet, smoke, and spark. The animations must also be displayed in the background in full screen mode. And by default, we want to have fireworks. I also added this link for inspiration. So this is a macOS app for generating emitter animations for your SwiftUI projects. So over here, you have noticed they have fireworks. They have different kinds of animations, like this one, which is snow. So you can use this app to generate emitter animations for SwiftUI. Let's go back to Codex and send the prompt. We have our model set as GPT 5.4 and the mode is high. So I'll send the prompt. While GPT 5.4 has begun generating the code, let's jump to Cursor and start working with Opus 4.6. I will paste the same prompt. The Cursor project is the same Xcode project I showed previously. So over here, we have the content view and the entry point of the app. So let's leave the agent mode and the model set as Opus 4.6. So we can now send it. Let's cycle between them to see what each one is doing. In Codex, the model is still exploring ways to generate a SwiftUI animation code. So we have the plan and the tasks it has to perform. I think Opus is also in the planning state. It is still exploring ways to generate the animation. Codex has started generating the files. So aside our content view, you have seen here, we have emitter playground view. I think it is now trying to use Xcode command line tools to launch the app. So let's open it in Xcode. It modified the content view to add the emitter playground view. So that is the main file. It seems like we don't have any errors. So let's try to run it. I'm going to run it on a simulator. So this is the UI GPT 5.4 generated and we have all the animations. By default, we have the fireworks animation, but the UI is blocking it. We have confetti, mystery, rain, then snow, and comet. All the animations are working fine, but the UI isn't good. So we can go ahead and add some modifications to adjust the UI. In the prompt, I asked the model to use liquid glass. So it used liquid glass for everything. So the liquid glass effects are now blocking the main animation. It seems like all the settings also work. So let's add a follow-up prompt to adjust the UI so that we can see the animation well. Before we do that, let's also check it on the iPad. The UI is also broken on the iPad. However, the animations work fine. So let's add a follow-up prompt to modify the UI. I'll go back to the Codex app. So with this prompt added, we can now send it and jump to Cursor to see what it did. I'll keep all the files. So that is also completed. And over here, it is giving this command to run it in the terminal. However, we have the Xcode project already open. So we're going to run it directly in Xcode. With the GPT 5.4 version, you noticed it put everything in a single file. With the Opus 4.6 version, you have noticed we have all these Swift files. Let's go to the Xcode menu and open Opus 4.6. With the Opus 4.6 version, it modified the content view to display it in the Xcode preview. So we have all the animations here. Let's also open the controls. The UI is far better than that of GPT 5.4. We have all the controls, so we can come in here to adjust the emitter animation settings. For example, you can adjust the position X, position Y, and more. Let's also preview it on the iPad. I really like the UI of Opus 4.6. All the animations are also working fine. We can still go ahead and add some modifications. However, I will leave it this way. Let's go back to Codex to see what GPT 5.4 did. Everything is done. It has removed the liquid glass effects. So let's open it again. The UI is still not good. We can go ahead and modify it manually. However, we will just leave it this way. All the animations are working fine. So adjusting the UI manually isn't difficult at all. We can go to the SwiftUI code and edit it further. For the sheets, we can, for example, add a close button here so that we can close each of the sheet in order to show the animation well. And also, the UI here is completely broken. What we can do is to use standard SwiftUI views and containers to display the content. So I'm going to end the video here. All the animations for both models are working fine. However, the UI for GPT 5.4 isn't good. I really like the Opus version. With the sheet, you can even use a grabber to dismiss it.